You in tune to this is Brother Jamal coming to you over my YouTube channel. First and foremost, we always like to say if you want to find out when we are dropping a YouTube video, just hit the subscribe button and it'll give you a notification when we're doing that. Also, um, we want to have you to stay in tune and in touch with us, that way. Also, um, if you have any comments or any questions or anything, just put them out there, and we'll try to deal with those when we come back and do a video, and we check the comments and questions you may have. Just leave them, and we'll try to, inshallah, we'll try to deal with them. We still have been doing a series for quite some time, maintaining justice, and this is because of the time. The time that we're living in. The time requires that you do certain things, and you try to go on a certain travel on a certain path during this particular time. So maintaining justice is still our title, and this is a commandment from Allah. Almighty Allah commands us, that if we are to maintain justice, we always have to do it with the people in fairness. If we are to maintain justice, that's the only way you can maintain it, is to do it in fairness. Otherwise, you can't have justice. So, inshallah, we try to do that. And so, when you just look around at what's going on today, you see that justice is not being maintained, and if it is being maintained, it's not being maintained in fairness. Just wanted to say that. Let me also go on record as saying we had a young Muslim brother who was murdered here. We believe he was murdered. He went missing almost close to a year, not quite a year, but it was getting close to a year he was missing. And the authorities came back and ruled he had committed suicide. I stated this before. I'll reiterate this again. In Islam, suicide is not allowed, is not permitted. And the young brother's mother even said that she do not believe her son committed suicide. We believe that Abdul Sharif was murdered. We stand firmly on that, and we believe that that's what happened to him, that he was murdered here in the city of Des Moines. In the beginning stages, when he went missing, maybe a month, 2 or 3 weeks, into a month, almost into 2 months, 3 months, the authorities dropped the case. They acted as if he had ran away from home. They wasn't doing anything. So as a result of that, the family had to get a private investigator. It was only then that things started moving, when the private investigator came in. So, and when they came back and ruled suicide, as I said, we believe it's a lie. We don't believe anything that they're saying. We believe that he was murdered. After 18 years in Brooklyn, New York, Jan Master Jay, they caught the people that murdered him after 18 years. So, Allah knows best. There's always a possibility that the people that murdered him, murdered Abdul Sharif, right here in Des Moines, Iowa, inshallah, those people will be found. They'll be tracked down. They'll be found. And Allah will expose what actually happened, So we wanted to say that. Getting back to maintaining justice, and this is all in the line of maintaining justice, really. Once again, Allah commands us, if we are to maintain justice with the people, it has to be done in fairness. Don't you think that makes a lot of sense? That if you're going to maintain justice, it has to be done in fairness? Now, what we've been seeing happening here across the country, Breonna Taylor, they came back with a verdict yesterday, and we already knew what that was going to be. We already knew what it was going to be. because these people don't want any justice. It's like saying one thing with your mouth, but you don't really mean it. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. We already knew what the Breonna Taylor's verdict was going to be, because these people claim they want justice. They don't want justice, because if they wanted justice, there's a way that you go by of doing justice and getting justice by being fair with your judgment, with your ruling, being fair. See, when you put one segment of society, as they do with police officers, when you put that segment of society up as if these people are gods, and you worship them and they can do no wrong, then when you bring the Department of Justice in, or whoever they bring in, the federal authorities, they are not going to find their own people guilty. They're not going to do it. See? I'm saying in this case, all of them should have been guilty. See? But anyway, I tell you what it's like. The Founding Fathers, this is what they wrote. This is the Founding Fathers' words, what they wrote. They wrote that all men were created equal. The Founding Fathers now. And at the same time, they owned slaves. So how is that? You see the hypocrisy in that? You see where that's such a hypocrite statement? You see that's such an evil, wicked statement? The Founding Fathers are saying, they wrote, all men are created equal. So how is it that they own slaves? That's like these people in today's time saying that they want justice, or they want to rule in a just way, but when it comes to the deliberation, they never put out justice. They put out injustice. See, in all of these cases, the murder of this Michael Williams, this black man here in Grinnell, Iowa, we know that was a hate crime. They murdered him simply because he was black. Friends or no friends, they murdered him. They tortured him. They did all kind of stuff to him, set his body on fire. All those people should be charged with murder. See, but you see, it's hypocritical. It's wickedness, because they won't charge all of them with murder. They'll charge maybe one. The rest will get a lesser charge. The same thing with Breonna Taylor case. They charge one with murder. The rest get a lesser charge if they charge at all. It's a lesser charge. You see that. Same thing in the George Floyd case. All of these cases. See? So they don't really want justice. They want injustice. And then you think that that's not going to be a protest, a demonstration, a riot? You think that's not going to happen? Because the people in the streets see the unfairness. They see injustice. That's what they see. See? You present these cases as if you are being fair and just, and people can see right through that, because they see that they're not fair. They see that there's no fairness. They see that it's hypocritical on their ruling. See? They see the wickedness in their decision. So you can't say that you want justice, and you can't come back with a decision and say it's fair. See? And that's what they do. They come back with these decisions and they say it's fair. If you look at all of these states, if it's the governor, if it's the mayor, if it's judges, the U.S. attorney, the whole shebang, they all involved in wickedness and wrongdoing. And then you expect nothing not to happen? See, come on. You know, you got to do better than that. See, and then they be surprised. Look, in the case in California, where you had an ambush of two deputy sheriffs, I heard that 2 police officers got shot in Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, what do you expect? And then, here's the thing. When these kind of things happen, they want to get all up in arms about these police officers getting ambushed in California, getting shot in Louisville. Well, look at the wickedness that you have conducted when you come back with these verdicts and you don't find these police officers guilty, all of them, not 1 or 2, all of them. Look at the wickedness. See, in this, in your own demise, you don't see the wickedness of what you're doing. See, you get all up in arms when deputies get ambushed in California, in Compton. They get all up in arms when a police station is set on fire, I think maybe in St. Louis. 2 police officers were shot in Louisville. Then what? Why is it you get all riled up about that? But in your own deliberation, you don't come back with fairness in your judgment, where all of these police officers should be found guilty. Why is you don't see that's wrong? You can hoop and holler about these police officers getting shot, getting ambushed in California, but why don't you see the wrong that you are doing? See, it's like, I tell you what it's like, y'all. It's like somebody having sight, but they can't see. See, they having sight, but they can't see. Even when something is right in front of them, they can't see, because the evilness, the wickedness, the wrongdoing blinds their sight. You know what I'm saying? It blinds them. Being able to be just and fair, the evil blinds their sight. The wrongdoing blinds their sight. And then you have people who uphold this stuff, y'all. They are just as wicked and evil as the ones that do it. So these deputy sheriffs getting ambushed in California, they put out a big reward. You know, they want to bully LeBron James because he won't match it. I'm saying, well, what? He ain't got to match it if he don't want to. You know, he ain't got to do nothing if he don't want to. And he can speak. He can talk. He ain't got to match nothing if he don't want to. You know, and he shouldn't be pressured into matching nothing that he don't want to match. You know, because let them say what they want to say. Let them talk. Let them boo when he take the court. You know. Those people think the same way as the wicked ones, the evildoers and the wrongdoers. They think the same way. Their behavior is the same thing. These cops get ambushed in California, in Compton. 2 of them get shot in Louisville. What do you expect? See, what do you expect? You think all is well? You think life is just going to continue to go on and be normal? No, it's not. Because we're not living in a normal situation. Because if it was normal, it would be righteous, it would be just, and it would be fairness. If it was the right thing to do. See, but what these people do, they come back in the Breonna Taylor's case, the George Floyd case, all these cases, they come back to find one person guilty. Isn't that interesting? See. If you have people that are participating in a murder, see, if they are there on the scene in a murder, if it be these people who murdered this brother, Michael Williamson in Grinnell, Iowa, they all should be charged with murder. Not one. They all was participants because they all was there. They all was involved in the murder. See, they all should be charged with murder. And that's where you don't see the fairness at. See, that's where you don't see the justice at, because they never rule in a fair way. They try to pretend like they do by finding one person guilty, letting the other 3 or 4 or 5 go. What kind of justice is that? If you was there on the scene, you're guilty. See? You didn't do anything to try to stop it. In all of these cases, Breonna Taylor's case, George Floyd, Michael Williamson in Grinnell, Iowa, what did the people that was there say if one person did the murder? What did the rest of them do to try to stop the rest of the people, that one person? What did they do? If you had 3 or 4 people there, what did they do to try to stop it? They just stand and watch it, cheer him on, say it's okay, keep on going, don't stop. See, what did they do? That's my point. You have all these people being involved in these murders. They all should be charged for murder. And that's what people see. That's what the injustice is, and that's what people see. There's no justice. They don't want no justice. Why should it be any peace? There should not be any peace. They're supposed to tear it up. They're supposed to make noise. See? They're supposed to do all that because there's no justice. If you had justice, people wouldn't be going to the streets protesting and demonstrating and marching and having rallies. They wouldn't be doing that because it would be a just situation. But they put these police officers above the law. They treat them as if they're gods. That's how they treat them. See? And as I've been saying, and I'll close out with saying this: the wicked ones, the evil ones, the wrongdoers, you will lose. You will not be successful in your quest. You will lose. You will not be successful in your quest. I know it looks like that you may be gaining ground. It looks like that you may be successful, but you never know when the torment is going to come from the Lord. You don't never know. It could be daytime, it could be night, afternoon, mid-afternoon, early morning, late morning. You never know when the torment will come, but it will come. And as I said, in these places, in these cities where you have wickedness going on, and if people don't stand up and speak out against that injustice, they don't speak out against it, when the punishment comes, guess what? It affects everybody. It's not going to just be the people that did it. It's going to be any and everybody. It's going to affect everyone, because you had people in those places that knew wrongdoing was going on. You had people in those places that knew wickedness was going on. You had people in those places knew evil was going on. And what did they do? They sit by and didn't say, protest, do nothing against it. So that makes you just as guilty as the ones that's doing it, because you didn't speak out against it. See? I don't know why people seem to think they can just sit on the sideline when something wrong is going on. They can sit on the sideline and critique it, but they can't speak out and stand up and protest against it. See? Wrong is wrong, right is right. If you wrong, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your position are. See? If you wrong, you are wrong. That's it. Across the board, you're wrong. You can't take falsehood and try to mix it with truth. They can't occupy the same place at the same time. There's no room for that. And so these people at today's time, the Prophet ﷺ said that there will come a time when the right will be made to look like it's wrong and the wrong like it's right. That's precisely what the people are doing today, especially when it comes to the wrongdoers, the evildoers, the evil ones, the wickedness. They try to make it seem like the wrong in these verdicts that they come back with like they're right. See, and they're not. They're not. They are completely wrong. All the way across the board, they're wrong. So once again, this is Brother Jamal. I want to bring you this message this morning on my YouTube channel. If you get a chance to check us out, give us some feedback, comments, whatever. Inshallah, we'll try to get back and bring you some more.